Most people think that adoption and guardianship is just a matter of doing paperwork. But in Singapore, the legal difference can change a child's life forever. Did you know an unwed parent might need to legally adopt their own child, or that guardianship can be taken away even after years of caregiving? If you are planning to adopt or care for a child, this video could save you time, stress, and legal trouble. I'm Clement Yong, a family lawyer in Singapore. Let me walk you through what no one tells you about adoption and guardianship in Singapore. Many believe that adoption in Singapore is just a formality, especially if they are already caring for the child. But in reality, adoption is a permanent legal transfer of all parental rights. Once adopted, a child is no longer legally tied to their biological parents. They lose all rights, including custody and inheritance. People also assume that being financially stable or well-intentioned guarantees approval for adoption. But the court looks at only one thing: the child's best interests. You will have to go through a detailed home study report, interviews, and checks by MSF. Adoption is often seen as quicker than guardianship, but it is also more invasive and final. You cannot undo it. One more myth: that adoption is a way to secure the child from other family members. If the court sees this as a move to sideline others, they may reject the application. Adoption must serve the child, not the adult. It is not a casual step. It is a permanent decision that reshapes a child's life and identity. To adopt in Singapore, you must be, first, at least 25 years old. Second, at least 21 years older than the child. And third, must be a Singapore citizen or permanent resident. Number 4, you also need to be legally married if you are applying as a couple. Single people can also apply, but unmarried men cannot adopt female children unless special reasons apply. Same-sex couples are also effectively barred because only legally married couples can adopt, and Singapore doesn't recognize same-sex marriage. Other reasons for rejection include unstable income, unsuitable housing, or mental health concerns. The MSF Home Study Report will evaluate all of these factors and even more, including your motivations, and the process is quite strict. It is not a right, but a privilege granted only when it clearly benefits the child. In Singapore, if a child is born out of wedlock, only the mother is legally recognized at birth. Even if the biological father is named on the birth cert, he has no legal rights, not for school enrollment, healthcare decisions, or inheritance. This creates major issues. The father may not be able to approve medical treatment, apply for passports, or even enroll the child in school. He also has no automatic inheritance linked with the child unless he is legally recognized as a parent. To gain full parental rights, an unwed father must adopt his own child. This gives him legal authority over key decisions and responsibilities. Unwed mothers may also need to adopt. For example, if custody is unclear or if another person is the legal guardian. So in short, biology doesn't guarantee legal parenthood. Adoption is often the only way to formalize that parent-child relationship. The key difference: adoption is permanent, whilst guardianship is temporary. Adoption completely severs legal ties with the biological parents. The adoptive parents become the child's legal parents for life, including inheritance rights. And guardianship allows for someone, like a grandparent or a relative, to step in temporarily. The biological parents still remain the child's legal parents. It's ideal when the parents are alive but can't care for the child, like due to illness or financial issues. But guardianship can be revoked and offers less legal protection. So, if you want to raise a child fully as your own, adoption may be better. If it's temporary or a shared caregiving arrangement you are looking at, guardianship might be the right fit. Legally, LGBTQ plus people are not explicitly banned from adopting, but in practice, it is extremely difficult for them to do so. Only married couples can apply jointly, and same-sex marriage isn't recognized here. Even if a single LGBTQ plus person applies, the court may reject the application if the court believes the applicant is living with a same-sex partner. There was a rare exception. In 2018, a gay man adopted his own child through surrogacy, but the court made it clear this ruling was not meant to be a precedent, and I predict that most similar applications in future may be rejected. For now, LGBTQ plus individuals may find it easier to explore guardianship or co-parenting arrangements instead. If you are in this situation, it is important to get legal advice early. First, you attend a pre-adoption briefing by an MSF accredited agency. This is mandatory. Next, you go through a home study report. This includes interviews, home visits, mental and financial assessments, checks on your motivations and background. Once approved, you can file a court application. The court then appoints a guardian in adoption, usually someone from MSF, to assess whether the adoption serves the child's best interests. Once the report is submitted, the court will hold a hearing. If all is in order, the judge issues an adoption order. The child's original birth certificate is cancelled and a new one is issued with your names on it. The whole process can take 6 to 12 months or longer for foreign-born children. It's detailed and emotionally taxing, so having a lawyer helps ensure you don't miss any key steps along the way. Yes, adoptive parents in Singapore enjoy similar benefits to biological parents after the adoption is finalized. These include 12 weeks of adoption leave for working mothers if the child is a Singapore citizen, baby bonus cash gifts, access to a child development account, the CDA account, tax reliefs, childcare leave, and other subsidies. For children with special needs or for those born overseas, extra grants may also apply. To enjoy these fully, make sure to plan ahead and involve your employer's HR team. Check with your adoption agency or MSF. You don't want to miss out on entitlements due to late paperwork. If no guardian is named in a will, the family court will step in to decide who gets custody. Usually, a relative like a grandparent or aunt or uncle applies to take over. But it's not automatic. Applicants must go to court and prove they're suitable emotionally, financially, stability, and mentally. Complications arise when multiple relatives apply or where there's family disharmony or conflict. If no one suitable comes forward, the child may be placed under the care of the state or foster arrangements temporarily. This can be traumatic for your child, especially during an already relatively difficult grieving period. This is why it's crucial to plan ahead and include a guardianship clause in your will and even prepare to name a backup just in case things don't work out. Many people think it's simple, especially if they are already related to the child. But both adoption and guardianship are legal processes with strict requirements, and family ties don't necessarily guarantee approval by the court. Common mistakes include incomplete paperwork, such as missing income documents or poor housing conditions, not understanding the difference between caregiving and legal authority. Thinking guardianship is just a formality, it's a legal role with responsibilities overseen by the court. Informal caregiving, even for years, doesn't automatically translate into legal guardianship. People also forget that objections can arise. Biological parents may resurface after some time, or relatives may file competing claims. Another big mistake, not thinking through your own motivations. Courts can tell if somebody is doing an application out of convenience and not for the child's best interests. Yes, guardians can later apply to adopt the child, but they must go through the full legal process again. That means attending a pre-adoption briefing, completing a home study report, filing a court application, and after that, the court will still take a closer look in these cases, especially if the birth parents are still alive. Adoption will terminate the child's legal ties with their birth parents. That's why this step should only be taken if there is a strong, long-term bond, and the biological parents are either absent, unfit, or have given up their rights. The main question remains, is adoption truly in the child's best interest? If so, adoption can provide stability, inheritance rights, naming, and citizen benefits for the child. This can make life simpler in the long term, especially for education, travel, and legal decisions. But it is a serious step. Always consult a lawyer before taking such a step. When done thoughtfully, it can give the child the legal identity and stability they deserve. I hope this video gave you a clearer understanding of how adoption and guardianship really work in Singapore. These are not just legal labels. They shape a child's future and your responsibilities as a caregiver. If you are thinking about adopting or becoming a guardian or planning your estate to protect your child, it is crucial to get proper legal advice early on. Every family situation is unique. The right legal step today could give your child the protection they need for life. If you are thinking about adopting or applying for guardianship, do consider speaking to a lawyer. I'm Clement Yong, a family lawyer in Singapore. And if you find this useful, subscribe for more clear and practical insights into Singapore family law. Share this with somebody who needs to hear this.